Former NYPD officer and host of Unfiltered, Dan Bongino, is here to react. Dan, thanks for being here, brother. Can you paint the picture? Because a lot of folks don't know about putting that vest on, and as you always talk about, what it feels like for the wife to hear that, or the husband to hear that when they're coming home. What are officers today afraid of?
Well, let me just say first, the Fox News Channel prides itself on a diversity of opinion. Having you and Will both on as Cowboy fans is frankly a disgrace. And I'm writing a letter to the CEO immediately that this should never happen again. And you backing Will up for his editorial. I know he didn't read that off the prompter. It's quite disturbing. So I'm going to have to take that up with Will at the New Year's Eve thing. But on a serious note, very serious question. Yeah, you guys are great. But yeah, listen, here's the thing. I'm glad you remember that line, Lawrence, because I was out there giving a speech in Alamogordo, New Mexico, at a police event, and I'll never forget that. There was a wife of a state trooper who was a judge, who then went on to become a judge, and she was incredible. She was giving the speech. She was saying, all the police officers out there, you know what I'm talking about. She said the most powerful sound in the world is the sound of Velcro at night. And everybody in the room knew exactly what that meant. You know, when your police officer, husband or wife, comes home at night and removes the bullet-resistant vest, it has thick Velcro. And believe me, that sound is unmistakable. It's really loud. I mean, we're talking about Velcro that thick, and it means they're home safe. And that's one of those things, like, you don't really think about that in every job, you know, guys? And I think during this Christmas week and this New Year, we should reflect on that. Like, we have a great job. Will, Carly, Lawrence, me, this is a fantastic job. I love it. I love every day. But let's be candid. Like, none of us go to work, thankfully. Like, my gosh, are we going to come home tonight? I mean, we just don't.
Right.
And that's a good thing. Right. But police officers don't. And their families don't either. And I think we need to reflect on that in the new year, like how we got here, the culture, how it rotted so badly that we're at the point where large swaths of the population, unfortunately, see these men and women in blue as the bad guys. That's not good, man. That's not good.
Yeah. No. And it leads to not good outcomes on the streets. That's
No.
what we see. There was a good outcome on Fox and Friends this past weekend, on Christmas Day, in fact, where what was supposed to be sort of a surprise donation turned into a bit of an auction. Dan came on to make a donation to Folds of Honor, and he ended up making one a little bigger than he originally anticipated. Watch.
We wanted to do a special gift, as you can see, for my friends at Folds of Honor who provide scholarships. So I said I was going to do $10,000 donation, but I changed my mind. I want to do $15,000.
You and your family are such a blessing to so many, so thank you.
I think 25 is a nice round number. Like 20, what is that? 25.
All right, I'll tell you what, we'll do 25. Rick, you win. I'm going to do 25.
Wow.
So, Dan, any reflections on that moment? It really was so cool. You went from, what, $10,000 to $25,000. And why are you such a supporter of Folds of Honor?
Well, I'm wearing their shirt. You can see right here, Folds of Honor. By the way, the website, FOH.org, short for Folds of Honor, FOH.org. Because listen, Carly, education's the way out. I mean, I grew up in a, lower middle class, maybe at times poor family, and a local Catholic school kind of took us on as a charity case. And it's the only reason I'm here on television speaking to you in coherent sentences. Education is the way out and the way up. And the fact that these families that have given everything, you got to remember, they came back in body bags and coffins. Their kids should not have to worry about getting an education. Folds of Honor provides those scholarships. So on Monday morning, the reason I want to come on today, and I'll surprise you guys, let's do another $5,000. Let's make it $30,000, the donation, because I really care about them. Yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe it'll be at 40 by next Monday. But listen, this means a lot to me. $30,000. My wife is texting Dan Rudy this week to set up how we get that money over stat to these families. But guys, it really matters to me. And, education, that's the way out. That's the least we could do for these heroes. Wow. I mean, no one questions that, right? The country's politically broken in many ways. But can we all agree, if you gave everything in service of the greatest nation in the history of humankind, the least we could do is get your kids to college, and give them a chance.
Without a doubt.
Hey, can I say really quickly, Carly, because this was said over the weekend, and obviously money, everyone listening, everyone watching, those $30,000 is a ton of money. But to put it into human terms, Dan just made a scholarship donation to 5 children of disabled or fallen American heroes.
Yeah.
So that translates into 5 scholarships, we were told by Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney.
That's amazing. Dan, you are you're tough, you're smart, but you also have such a big heart, and you're supporting such a fantastic cause. And because you donated, it will spur other people to donate as well.
I hope so.
So that's why I wanted to highlight this again. That's so cool.
I
Dan,
got tons of emails on it. So to everyone who went out and went to FOH.org and donated, as a result, you're the. Don't worry about it. I'll be okay. Really, it's you all giving that really matters. We'll give more and more and more, and I'm spurred on every day by your generosity. So thank you so much,
brother.
Amazing stuff. Dan, thank you so much.
Okay, I got to write that letter to Fox now, the staff, about the diversity. You guys should never be allowed on camera again. Cowboys, seriously.
From
you
Dallas.
two both agree with each other.
From Dallas.
I know. I follow you on social media. Like, you live tweeting the game last night. And Will did not read. I want a screenshot of that prompter. It said nothing about NFC champions, guaranteed.
You know it didn't. All right, Dan, thank you so much for calling him out. I love that. I personally appreciate that call out. All right,
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.